Hello everybody, welcome back to 10 Minute Reviews. I'm Jason, bringing you today's video. My fuzzy co-star Freya is running around with the new toy we just gave her. She's being crazy. I'm sure she'll dive bomb me or make an appearance at some point. As always guys, please hit those like and subscribe buttons. We say it every time, we're just a small family channel. We just love to talk about books and we want to keep bringing books out there to you guys. And we're going to do it no matter what, but we would appreciate any support that you guys might want to give us. Also, if you like to talk about books, discuss books, anything, or want to give me some suggestions, email me or check out our Discord channel that I just managed to get set up. Just look in the description down below for the link to the Discord channel. Otherwise, yeah, I'll get into today's video. So today, I want to talk about an author that I don't believe I've talked about before. I want to talk about J.J. Thorn in his book Apocalypse Assassin. Apocalypse Assassin by J.J. Thorn. Pretty interesting book. Definitely a very, very interesting book. Lit RPG, so if you guys are Lit RPG fans, you will enjoy it. It's got some interesting twists to it. As always, I'm going to talk about four things. I'm going to talk about the plot, the world, the character, the plot, the writing style. So the world is interesting because the world is it's in a way almost a post-apocalyptic type or a system apocalyptic type world. So you've got modern times-ish. I mean, just imagine if our world had been changed by a system, say, 10 years ago or less, right? And how that might change things, especially with monsters and dungeons and things along those lines. So that is, for the most part, the world that they live in. The world has kind of been condensed basically into cities where some people try and live just normal lives. They don't try and gain any strength or anything along those lines. They try and live within the protection of the cities and the towns. And then you've got others that actively try and gain strength, gain levels, and improve themselves, typically through the dungeons. And there's all these various rules. The dungeons themselves have rules, how many times you can enter them, time limits, things along those lines, and then some things that come out a little bit later in the book. So the main character, Claire. Now, Claire's interesting. This book definitely is borderline YA fiction because the main character is 16 years old. She's young. She's a teenager. It's been affected by this system integration with the broader galactic or universal system, but she's got a couple of advantages because she was below a certain age when the system was created or when the system came about. She was given an extra perk that makes her just a little bit more physically gifted than most. And she tries to hide her abilities up to a point because of a quest that she was given. So when the system first came about, her mother was killed by a monster. Of course, monsters popping up everywhere. Most people are not going to be capable and equipped to handle that. And she became an orphan, and there were a lot of orphans created during that time, obviously. And these orphans were not treated well. There were programs, hidden secret programs of torture and even leading all the way up to murder to try and almost engineer children to gain certain skills, certain abilities, things along those lines. Classes, by the way, are extremely rare in this. Even though it's a system, most people are classless. Doesn't mean they can't gain strength. They still get skills. They still level up their skills, things along those lines, but they may not have a class. Classes add a lot of perks to people. The classes are generally considered stronger, but they're very, very, very rare. So Claire was part of this orphan program that were very, very mistreated, and she has a quest given to her by the system. The system has her dealing with 100 people that were part of torturing and killing the orphans. The people that were part of the organization or actively took an active hand in it, they are on her list. Now, she's only given one name at a time. One name at a time. And she has tasks that she has to do in between, but she's given one name at a time and has to assassinate them. And that pretty much leads into the plot of the book. So the plot of the book really, first is Claire. She's already almost halfway through at the beginning of the book. It's one of the things I like about this book is it doesn't start off with, the system appearing and then people having to deal with that. That's honestly gotten kind of old. So the system already being in place, the world kind of having semi-stabilized, that's kind of nice. You kind of get a chance to actually just sort of jump straight into the plot, which is pretty awesome. She's already done a number of assassinations and gained quite a bit of strength. She's fairly well known as an independent, somebody that if you can get her to team up with you, is going to be able to help you out in a dungeon, things along those lines. And her whole goal is to just get herself stronger, keep getting herself stronger. Now, unfortunately, you keep killing bad people, and every so often you're going to run into a good person, and this is going to mess her up because good people do bad things, and also bad people can change. And again, this is coming close to a decade after this all of this, that the system apocalypse occurred. So of course that is going to happen to her at some point. That's going to affect her. Bad people are also bad people that can grow in power, so of course that is going to affect her as well. You kill somebody as part of a large organization, that's going to make a difference as well. And of course, she's murdering people, so that's going to come to the attention. Obviously, the system has changed things, but that's also going to come to the attention of the government at some point as well. So she starts coming to the attention of a lot of different people while still attempting to fulfill her quest. As far as the writing style goes, guys, this was a very interesting book. This book, I've told you guys plenty of times, if I'm not gripped by a book within the first 20 pages, I just move on to the next book. I probably start 4 times as many books as I finish, just because I'm not going to waste my time on a book. I have to struggle to read them. There's so many awesome books out there, and this book gripped me by the throat within 10 pages. Like I was sold. I absolutely sold. I do think it started out stronger than it ended, but I am very, very curious as far as moving forward. Some of the drawbacks that the system is wonky, and I've read other series where that's actually a kind of a driving plot point, like Dao Wong's System Apocalypse. What is the system? That's the driving force behind a good portion of the series. Other series that you learn about how the system was created or who created the system, things along those lines. Where it's actually a plot point. In this one, the system's kind of wonky and clearly not only sentient but sapient. But it's just you're pretty much shown that the system is sapient, and then everyone just moves on. There's no questioning, why, how. Obviously, some questioning, is the system trying to help, or trying to hurt, or trying to do what? The system is actually trying to force things. But then there's just, okay, yeah, moving on. It's the system. Like, I don't understand that. And there's some Deus Ex that pops up. There's definitely some Deus Ex Machina that shows up. But outside of that, guys, it was definitely a very interesting book, and I'm pretty likely to read the sequel. So yeah, guys, if you guys like lit RPG, revenge type or assassin type books, after you guys hit the like and subscribe buttons, go check out Apocalypse Assassin by J.J. Thorn. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye now.